I'm Thomas Florio. I did my master's degree at Indiana University, Jacobs School of Music. Started a doctorate, and while that was in progress, I auditioned for and received an offer for the International Opera Studio at the Hamburg State Opera, Staatsoper Hamburg in Germany. I was a member of Yap Tracker from, I guess, the end of my first year of my master's until I found this job. And every year I would just go through the same rigmarole that all of us do. Just check the listings and see what popped up. And Hamburg popped up, I sent in materials, and it went from there. I wasn't motivated to apply specifically for Hamburg, though the opportunity to live and work in Europe was, of course, a big draw. I was applying for whatever I could get my hands on because I had decided that I had gone through 8 straight years of university and was ready to try my hand at a professional career outside of an academic environment. I made a fool of myself learning German while I was in Germany. I have embarrassed myself in so many ways, and it was the best way to learn the language. Because I was a master's student here, I had to take a year's worth of German. I took the accelerated German course. But like so many Americans, it's difficult to practice unless you really sit down and make an effort to sit with other students in your class, to talk with the people at the Stammtisch, and to go and really learn it in the middle of Midwestern America. So I had a basic knowledge of it when I got there and just dove in with Rosetta Stone, and then the full immersion of just living there. I've had rehearsals conducted primarily in Italian. Most of them are in German, some of them are in English. The amazing thing is everyone there, it's Europe, everyone speaks 15 different languages and doesn't think about it. I auditioned in Europe. The application asked for electronic materials. I sent an email, it was all in English, all my correspondence was in English right from the get-go, so they knew from the beginning that I was working from that side of things. The system works differently in Europe. In the US, you're bound to one agent. You sign with them, they give you things. In Europe, you can have as many agents as you want. The Young Artist Program at Hamburg is mostly unique in Europe, and even among some companies in the US, in that it's a guaranteed 2-year contract from the beginning, which is incredible. I was able to get there and spend an entire year getting to know the country, the language, the culture, the structure of the opera house, before I had to think about, okay, now it's time to sing for agents, and now it's time to take auditions. If you want to come audition in Europe, I was lucky in that it all kind of happened at once. It all fell into place, and I didn't have to come over ahead of time having nothing but a wing and a prayer. I was fortunate enough to find this application on Yap Tracker. So my first thought is, look on Yap Tracker, everything's there. Even a lot of things in Europe. Not everything, but a lot of things. And it can help you get a foot in the door without having to fly there and then spend however much money on train tickets and housing and everything. There are also NIOPs, where they bring in a lot of opera house directors from Europe. It costs a pretty penny to sing for them, but the cost of a flight to and from New York and the fee for NIOPs is still far cheaper than flying across the ocean and singing for all these people individually. It's a resource I didn't hear about until late in my time at IU, so it's something that I think people need to be increasingly aware of. Stay in touch with your colleagues. There are people from IU all over the place. And there are people from undergrad all over the place, whether you did your undergrad here or in rural Colorado. There are people working in this business from America all over the world. Stay in touch with your colleagues, be a good colleague, and when you need a little help, when you need some advice, when you need a couch to crash on, they're the first people to get in touch with. You have to be an entrepreneur to be a singer. Even in the fortunate position that I'm in, where I have a 2-year guaranteed contract in an opera house, I have a monthly paycheck, I have health insurance, it's just like any other job, I'm still my boss. I'm working at this house right now, but I'm the one that's in charge of how my voice feels that day and taking care of myself, because the house will do what's best for the house. And that's exactly what they should be doing. But I need to do what's best for myself as a singer. I love that I get to get up in the morning and go do what I love. I love that I get to wake up, do whatever I need to warm myself up, and that's the first thing I think about when I get up in the morning. And then I go to rehearsal, if I have a rehearsal that day, or I go practice, or I go to the gym, or I go score study at my apartment. I have almost complete freedom over my life, and it's all focused towards making a living as a singer and doing the best job that I can.
La debole ragion